He swiped to answer, to say something about the cheerful coincidence. But his grandma sounded frantic. "Where have you been? I've called and called. Service is spotty at the library. What's wrong?" "It's Antonio." His brother's strange voicemail crackled through Gilbert's memory. "Is he okay?" "Do I sound like he's okay?" Grandma Rosemary sighed. "I'm sorry, sweetheart. It's just, he got hurt." "How hurt?" "We're in intensive care. Please, come." She told him the hospital name. "The entrance is by the river." A map of the city flashed through his frazzled mind. "I'll catch the bus." "I have to get in touch with your parents." There was a click. She'd hung up. "Everything all right?" Mrs. Effiong asked. Gilbert felt like he was floating. His skin had gone all prickly. He thought of Aunt's face, his bulbous nose, stubborn acne, dark fuzz on his chin, curly black hair that faded to the skin just over his ears. Then Gilbert's brain did a frightening thing. It covered Aunt's face in red, wet and sticky, like in horror movies. "Gilbert?" Mrs. Effiong's voice came again. "What's the matter?" Gilbert clutched the counter's edge, then slipped Percy's botanical book under his arm. "My brother. There was an accident. I have to go." Mrs. Effiong's hand drifted toward her mouth. "Is there someone I can call?" "My grandmother wants me at the hospital." Gilbert's voice sounded as if it belonged to someone else. "And my parents are—" "Let me give you cash for a cab. I have a Metro card. I'm not sure I feel comfortable." "I'll be fine. Promise." He retrieved his coat and scarf and hat from the chair behind the circulation desk. "You have my cell number?" the librarian asked. Strange how those were the words that should make his eyes sting. "I do," he answered, fighting to look all business. "Text me when you get where you're going." An accident. Intensive care. Big Brother. He shook his thoughts away, then tossed a nod to Mrs. Effiong. If he stood there any longer, he knew he'd break. At the landing, he pushed the door open. Cold air rushed into the library like a gasp. Snow flurries started when the crosstown bus finally stopped. Gilbert tugged his scarf tight and trudged to the hospital entrance around the corner. A security guard pointed him to the second floor. Upstairs, Gilbert stepped into a busy corridor. His phone chimed with a new message from Percy. "My mom wants to know what toppings you want. Meatballs, peppers, olives?" Percy. In the rush to get here, Gilbert had forgotten to tell them about Aunt's accident. "My brother is in the hospital." "OMG. Everything all right?" "I'll text you in a bit." Percy answered with a bunch of question marks. Gilbert was filled with a bunch of question marks himself. He remembered to text Mrs. Effiong, then crept to the room the security guard had mentioned. The door was open wide. Inside, a dim light hung on the wall over a headboard. A large silhouette was standing between Gilbert and the room's occupant. A nurse? A doctor? Gilbert knocked. "Hello?" The figure straightened, then bolted to a hidden corner of the room. Startled, Gilbert grabbed at the doorframe and nearly dropped the library book for Percy that he realized he was somehow still holding on to. Finally, he saw his brother, and any notion of the shadowed figure flew out of his head. Tubes and hoses and bags filled with clear liquids hung from hooked stands on either side of the bed where Aunt was lying. His eyes were closed. An oxygen mask covered his nose and mouth. Gilbert took Aunt's hand. What happened to you?" A noise came from behind him. He turned to find a closed door. That shadowed figure. Was this where they'd gone? A small placard read restroom. He looked to his brother. A large bandage covered Aunt's lower left cheek. Another was taped to Aunt's throat, snaking beneath his hospital gown. The skin around Aunt's eyes was purple.